right, everybody, welcome to One Nation, a Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, and today is Monday, November 17th. Guess what? Thanksgiving's almost here. I know that that sounds crazy, but we are already almost at the end of 2025. I cannot believe how quickly this year has flown by. And I'm sure that our guest that we have on tonight, she's probably thinking that her senior year is flying by too. Maybe not, but we're going to find out as we talk to her tonight. Tonight we have as our guest Claire Morris from Helias Catholic High School, and she's a senior there, and she was featured in the September-October issue of Sports Soccer Magazine. And I'm going to go ahead and pop up her article here for you real quick so you can see what that looked like. Final Fours and Faith. Claire has been very successful in her athletic career as well as in her education at Helias Catholic, and uh, the administration spoke very highly of her. With all of our student athletes, we talk to the administration, and they are the ones that recommend who they want to represent the school. There's such a wide variety of outstanding student athletes, and Claire was one of those that they selected to represent them and be in Sports Soccer Magazine. We absolutely love featuring these student athletes and get to get a little bit extra from them when we do this program. So we can only include so much on the printed page, and it's good to be able to have conversation with them afterwards so that you can get a little bit more information as well. Speaking of that, tonight I'm going to request that if you have any comments or you have any questions, please jump in on the comment section and we would love to hear from you. I know Claire would love to hear from you, but don't make your questions too hard for her because I'm asking questions, and if we overload her, I don't know. She might hang up on me. I don't want her to do that, but we're gonna have lots of fun tonight. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this interview with Claire. Make sure you share it with your friends afterwards. We have it on our Facebook page here as well as on our YouTube page, and you can go there if you have somebody that does not have Facebook. So, all right, without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring Claire onto the program. Hi, Claire. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I am doing great. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Of course.
Yeah. So you had basketball practice today, right?
Yeah, just a few hours ago.
Yeah. And you've got homework to do, right?
Of course, always.
Okay. All right. So we won't take too long, but we're just thankful that you were able to come on tonight and spend a little bit of time with us. So thanks for doing that.
Of course, happy to be here.
All right. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you thought about your article in Sports Soccer Magazine?
I was honored to be asked to be a part of it. I just loved when I got it in the mail, I loved getting to read it and go through it. I just thought it was so well written and it portrayed my life and growing up playing sports, being in faith, the family I have. It just showed really who I am so well.
You know, we had a photo shoot with you, and we went out there, and as we tell in the article, we did a couple of changes in sports. We did that, so we did a couple of different photo shoots. What was that experience like, and what do you remember about that photo shoot?
It was very fun. It was nice to get out of school for a few hours to take those photos with your daughter. The Sports Locker Magazine people, they're just so welcoming and friendly, and it just made it so easy to take pictures, to be myself, and just have a good time for a few hours taking the pictures for the magazine.
You did good. I mean, you made it easy. That's what Katie always says is that you know a lot of you guys just make it so easy. I mean, she'll kind of give you an idea, and boom, you go with it, and then there it goes. So we just have to,
Yeah,
as you can imagine, with all the student athletes that we do cover. I mean, it's 17 per issue, and when she came down, we were doing shooting three issues at a time. So for that week, we were doing three students from Helias, and then we would do that with every school. So I think we had like 45 photo shoots that we did in three and a half days. So it was a lot.
that's amazing. Yeah,
Got to keep that creativity, and you helped with the creativity, so that was great. And of course, Susie Rockers was there helping us out too. She's always good with that, making sure that you got your hair all right and doing all that. She's always good with that.
yeah, she's great
Yeah,
with all that stuff.
She's not able to help me with mine though. I don't understand why.
Uh,
That's all right. I don't use much shampoo, so there, we're good. Uh,
there you go.
Claire, tell us a little bit about what did your family and friends think? How did they respond to your article, and what did they say?
Yeah, they loved it. They had a lot of compliments reaching out to me saying how much they loved to just read it and see those pictures. Once again, just how well it was written. It was just they loved how it was the story of my life and not just the normal basketball interviews that they usually hear, and it was just very personal, which I think my family and friends enjoyed.
Did you sign any autographs? I mean, that's what we need to know. I mean, anybody, anybody
Not
want that?
yet, maybe this
Okay.
basketball season.
Yeah. Well, so we'll have to tell. So Cassie Melloway is on here. She says, "Yay, Claire." Um, Thanks for
Oh,
joining us, Cassie. Awesome.
yeah.
Good to hear from you. All right. You did talk about in your article about playing both basketball and softball. What do you enjoy about those sports, and what is it like transitioning from one to the other?
Yeah. I just love getting to be a part of something, belonging to a team. It's so much fun showing up each day for the girls next to me. Truly, it's just I love the team aspect of the sport. You really every person, every teammate is so important. They all play their different roles in helping the team succeed. And then transitioning wise, the past 3 years, luckily for softball, we've made it to the Final Four, and that goes right up to the week of basketball starting. So Coach Wiggins would give us a few days, probably 3 days, just of a little bit of a break, but really there was no time to think about the transition. You just jump into it, you just do it. Like I didn't know anything different.
Hmm.
But this year, sadly, not making it to the Final Four, it gave me about 2 weeks of just time to do things I don't usually get to do throughout the year because of having practices and games every night, which
Hmm.
mentally I think that was so helpful. And this year, it just feels a little different. I feel a little more ready and, like, eager to start the season and just kinda give it my all.
Yeah, very good. Uh, this is a question I did not give you ahead of time, but I'm going to go ahead and pop it out here now, talking about the transition. What is it like going from softball to basketball and conditioning wise?
Yeah, conditioning's definitely tough. We condition hard for basketball. Softball's not really a conditioning sport, we run the bases, you do your normal day-to-day drills and stuff, but it's definitely not as physically draining on me as basketball is. So that part is mentally and physically tough to transition to. But just now having those first 2 weeks under my belt of the probably the toughest conditioning, it's a good feeling and mentally it's kind of like an ease to know the hard part is kind of done, even though we still have to keep working.
Hmm.
But it definitely is. It's tough to transition from physically, it's not that softball's not that hard on your body to basketball is it's tough.
Yeah. So did you feel like in the past when you would come out of softball again with, hitting those Final Fours and not having much time in between, did you feel a little bit behind in conditioning compared to the other girls, or were you able to just boom, jump right in and you were good?
I'd say maybe the first few days a little bit behind, but just the way Coach Wiggins and Coach Wyrick have us practice and condition, there's no time for you to be behind. You find a way to jump in and catch up.
That's what coaches love to hear. So good job. You did well with that. Let's go
Good.
ahead and talk about softball first. And what have been you mentioned the Final Fours. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what your highlights have been during those 4 years?
Yeah, definitely the 3 Final Fours back to back. Those are huge highlights, but just all the little games before those, the district championships, winning those, celebrating those are so fun. The game before you go to state, the, send-offs at school, all that stuff is just fun stuff with your friends, your best friends that, like, I'm never gonna forget. Playing with my sister for 2 of those years, so special to me, something I'll cherish forever. And then overall, just getting to play for a program like Helias, that school, that name so much to me, and it's like an honor to be able to wear that uniform and play for a school like it is.
Hmm. Very good. I know that they love having you as a student athlete and a representative of Helias. So you've done outstanding so far, and I know that you're not done yet. So that's exciting of
Yeah.
what's yet ahead. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But A little bit about your character. Cassie is sharing that you're an amazing student, an influence for my daughter, athlete in person, such a ray of light. We love you and your family.
Oh, she's so sweet, yeah. Her
Yeah,
and her family, her and her daughter mean the world to me.
awesome. It's good to hear that from people, and sometimes people don't share that with others, so that's good. You know what? When you go on to college and maybe you have a rough day or whatever, go ahead and pull the interview back up, and you get to see some of these nice things that people are saying about you anytime
Yeah,
you want.
yeah, true.
Uh, yeah. Talk about the positions that you played in softball and what are you most proud of concerning your teammates?
Yeah. Growing up, I was catcher, second baseman, shortstop mostly. I've always loved being on the infield, there's so much action. Um, in high school, though, all 4 years I played second base of my career. I just truly love it there. I loved getting to work with Jaylee Howell at shortstop and just the rest of the girls. Coach Mark kinda took over the infield, and he was our coach on that, and it was a grind each day, but so fun to work with him. But then just teammate-wise, I'm just so proud of all 4 years that I played softball. The girls because of, like, the standard of the program, the girls just always they show up every day and they put in the preparation and the work, starting from summer lifts and practices to when the season starts. There's just so much determination and effort that everyone puts into the program. And the girls on the team genuinely just care for each other and have so much empathy for the people around them. It just makes it so fun to go to work each day with them. And I'm just so proud of them.
You mentioned Coach Wyrick. We'll get into that here in just a minute because I want you to talk a little bit about him and some of your other coaches. But let's go ahead and before we do that, you did say you finished a little bit earlier than what you wanted to this year. Lost to Rockbridge in the district championship game by a score of 0-1, and Um, but when I look at that though, earlier in the regular season, you lost to them 11-1. So why don't you talk about that and what were the emotions? I mean, tell us about how you guys were doing after that.
Yeah. The district championship, it was such a grind for like all 21 outs. When you lose to a team like that in the regular season by that score, it's mentally hard to show up and be ready to compete in a district championship game like that. So just in preparation for that game, those practices beforehand, I was just talking to the girls and the team. I just wanted them to all understand and realize like we were capable of beating that team. That regular season game didn't really matter. And it was definitely a pitcher's duel. We didn't get the hits we needed in that game when we needed them, but after that game, I was upset because my softball career was over, but I also just had a smile on my face of how proud I was that we lost a district championship game in Class 5 to a team like Rockbridge 0-1. I was just so proud of the effort and the fight that we put up. You had to be happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, you wanted to win, but that's somebody has to, and they were a very good team as well. And um, tell us a little bit about you as a senior in leadership and how many seniors were on the team, and just kind of that dynamic.
Yeah, we had 4 seniors total, I was one of them. We all played a huge role in that, and honestly, we were just trying to help the girls around us trust themselves and understand like, we've been in those moments before. The past 3 years, we've been in those big games and just try to tell them, like, that we trusted them and encourage them to just play their hearts out and do their best because we just had to leave it out there and see how it ended, and sadly, it wasn't us this year, but that's how it goes.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and talk about your coaches in softball and what did you enjoy about that whole experience playing for them?
Yeah, I love them so much, just all of them. They put so much time and effort into everything they do in preparation for practices and games, all of it. There's so much hard work that goes into it. They all individually, they all push us really hard. They make us work hard because truly they knew our potential and how good we could be. But I just love how much they care and they want us to win ball games, but outside of that, they could talk to us about school, our home lives, all of that, and care for us just like the kids we are outside of us being athletes.
hmm Part of your experience in high school too involves your education, and what have you appreciated about your administration and your teachers and just the whole experience? And why is education so important to you?
Yeah, at Helias, just that school, it's amazing. It's truly so special to me, and I'm so thankful that I'm able to go there. The teachers there, they just, again, they truly care about who we are as people. They care about our faith. They care about the relationship they have with us, and then they're trying to just help us be saints and scholars and just to grow and be ready for life after high school. They're just very I love my teachers there. They're just so sweet and I have good relationships with all of them. And just education wise, it's very important to me. My mom's a teacher, so grown up seeing all aspects of the teacher side of it, being the
Mhm.
kid, all that. It's just I mean, always important to me and I've always wanted to do good at it. So I study hard, do my homework, work hard to get good grades.
Very good. Well, I will promise mom we won't keep her much longer. We're going to try to get her off so she can do her homework. But uh, again, thanks for coming on here. You kind of helped me with segueing into this next question. Talk about your goals outside of high school and what are you planning to do with your education there?
Yeah, after this year, I plan to go to the University of Central Missouri, which is in Warrensburg. I want to pursue a career in speech and communication disorders, and then UCM has a master's program, and I would go for speech pathology. I've been around teaching, like I said, my whole life, and I've kind of growing up, I was like, maybe be a teacher, whatever. But I've kind of grown away from that. But I know I do want to work with kids, so I was trying to find a career where I could pursue that, and I shadowed speech pathology and just kind of found a love for that. So that's my plan after this year.
I'm just going to jump to this one. We were going to save it for the end, but do you think you'll play sports at the next level?
So I've decided I'm not going to play sports at the next level. Um, I think I'm just ready to move on to a different part of my life. But that as much as I've loved it and enjoyed it, I'm ready to move on.
Mhm.
But I am looking forward to going to UCM where my sister's at and playing some intramurals and just having fun with them
Yeah.
there.
Well, that will be good. They're not going to know what hits them when they have the two sisters on the court, right?
Yeah, we're excited.
They're going to think, where did they come from? And their coaches will see you and they will think, why aren't they playing for us? That's what's going to happen. I'm just telling you, that's what's
Yeah.
happening.
I guess we'll
Let's see.
see.
Before we go to break, we've got a comment from Stan Strope. You said good people, and thank you, Stan, for sharing that. All
Mm,
right. We'll give you just a quick little break. We're going to take a quick sponsor break and then we'll get back with the second half of the program. And again, want to encourage anybody that's watching, again, continue to bring the comments. If you happen to have a particular question that you would like to have asked, go ahead and put it on there and we'll see if we can fit it in. All right. Great job so far, Claire, and looking forward to the rest of it and appreciate you being here.
of course. Thank you.
Thank you.
CNS Business Services has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, CNS Employment Solutions, they have been a sponsor of One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra from the moment that we started back in 2020, as well as they've been a 10-year sponsor for us with Sports Soccer Magazine, and we appreciate all of their support that they have given to us as well as the student athletes right here in mid-Missouri. Without them, it would be difficult to be able to tell these stories, and we greatly appreciate everything that they do as well as what they do for mid Missouri and helping people that need jobs to locate those employers that are trying to fill positions and helping employers to find the working people that they need to fill those positions. So they do an outstanding job. So if you know anybody, make sure you send them that way to CNS Employment Solutions. Paula and her team do an outstanding job. Also, our other sponsor is Big Whiskies, and they are the one that sponsors our coach of the issue. As you can see, Coach Garrett Bustos, and again, we know how important it is, what kind of a role that coaches play in student athletes' lives, and serving as coaches, mentors, um, people that they can, have a conversation with, help them with being motivated not only on the court but outside of the court, and being good people. So we appreciate Big Whiskeys and being the sponsor for our Coach of the Issue, and all that they do for us. All right, we've been talking to Claire Morris, and we're going to go ahead and get back in with the second half of this interview. And thank you guys so much for joining us. All right, Claire, you're still there. Thank you for staying on.
Of course.
I've never had anybody hang up on me, but just in case, just in case. So glad you're here. Let's see. We had another comment here from Neil Morris. He said, "Good job, Bear. Keep it up."
No, aw,
All right.
that's my grandpa.
Grandpas are awesome. I am our grandpa.
Yeah,
Well,
they are.
I go by Papa, but I have
Aw,
my granddaughter just turned 16. We had her birthday here a couple weeks ago. And then I've got a 14-year-old grandson that is 6'3". I do not understand that. I have a 13-year-old grandson, a 10-year-old grandson, and a 4-year-old grandson. Claire,
wow.
we had one daughter. She must not have liked being an only child.
Must not have.
But I tell you what,
That's
I love it.
awesome.
We love our grandkids, and it's great having them in
Yeah.
Iowa now instead of in Colorado. So I I know this grandpa is proud of you, and I know that your family's proud of you. So thanks again. Tell us about your coaches in basketball, and what have you appreciated about them?
Yeah, they're very similar to my softball coaches. They remind me a lot of each other. They truly care about us as people outside of just being the athletes that play for them. They want the best for us in life outside of these 4 years that we play. I appreciate, though, how my basketball coaches, like I said, it's physically and mentally harder on me. This basketball season is. It's longer, it's more of a grind. And I just appreciate how they push me past what I'm capable of. They push me past what I think I'm capable of doing. Like when I think I'm done in a practice or I can't finish conditioning, they get you through it. They push you through it. And they just see so many things in me I don't see in myself during basketball season.
So what do you really appreciate about their coaching style and the life lessons that you've learned from them?
Yeah, I've kind of hit on this a lot, but I appreciate how hard they are on me. Coach Wiggins is tough. He pushes me, but I really know it's because they want the best for me and they see it in me. Lessons wise, I've learned you're gonna face challenges in life. You're gonna fail. You're gonna win sometimes. You're gonna lose. You're just gonna in life things are gonna hit you. You're gonna have to do things that are outside of your comfort zone. And then honestly, through it all, just the people who truly care about you and love you, they're gonna show up and support you in all of it, even you're at your worst and when you're at your best, they'll be there.
Well, how do you think that's motivated you, and what are you looking forward to going into this? I mean, you're in it now, you're getting ready to have your jamboree, but what are you looking forward to in this final season of basketball?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just leaving everything I have on the court one last time. I kind of hit on this, but I kind of just have a different mindset knowing it's the last time I get to go play the sport I love, that I've loved for so long. So it makes me just a little more grateful and appreciative for the sport, but it also just pushes me to lead our team to do the best we can this year and leave it all out there.
Well, we have a little bit of buffering going on, so we'll just keep going through. Occasionally that happens, but um, I know that you're going to have a great season, and you're going to continue to build on what you've already accomplished. And I think the opportunities that you have in this senior campaign are going to leave a lasting mark on those teammates of yours that are going to be left behind, that they'll be able to carry on with some of the things that they've learned from you. So just enjoy every minute of it if you can. What would you say are some of the highlights for your 4 years in basketball, including the Final Four runs and starting alongside your sister Ava in the games? What What was that like playing with her? All right, everybody, we're going to wait and see if we can get Claire back on here. She'll give me a call in here in just a moment. Um, sometimes it's the internet that takes place and causes a little bit of an issue. Some of that has to do with uh, some of the weather outside and different things that take place. But anyway, we have appreciated having Claire on here, and as she gets ready to call us back in, we'll continue on with the interview. We appreciate you guys joining us. And as we were talking with Claire, was asking her the question about what's it like playing with her sister um, during her high school career, and hopefully we'll be able to hear from her on that because she really enjoyed that time. She was sharing that with us a little bit earlier. She's had a very stellar career at Helias, and she has been able to overcome something that is kind of difficult when you look at the sport of basketball, dealing with um, opponents that are much taller, and the position that Claire plays is a kind of forward center position, and she usually has to guard the tallest player. She does an outstanding job with that, and hopefully we'll be able to hear from her some more if she's able to get back on here. I'm going to go ahead and move back on over to her article while we're waiting on that and take a look at what her article, um, the photos that were in the magazine for the September October issue of Sports Locker. So let's see if